Nearly 7,000 years ago, somewhere in the Fertile Crescent, a pot of grain sits forgotten, soaking in water. Days pass, and the mixture ferments under the sun's heat, creating a strange, frothy brew. Curious, a daring soul takes a sip. In that moment, humanity's relationship with beer begins, an accidental invention that would go on to shape civilizations, cultures, and even empires. Beer's story is as old as human civilization itself, a tale of ingenuity, community, and the transformative power of fermentation. Its origins are wrapped in mystery, but its impact on the course of history is undeniable. Archaeologists have traced beer's roots to ancient Mesopotamia, where clay tablets dating back to 4000 BCE reveal hymns to Ninkasi, the Sumerian goddess of beer. These hymns weren't just religious texts, they were also recipes, written in cuneiform, detailing the brewing process. You can see this as the world's oldest cookbook dedicated to beer. For the Sumerians, beer wasn't just a beverage. It was sustenance, a liquid bread made from barley, rich in calories and nutrients. It was consumed daily by people of all classes, from laborers building the great ziggurats to priests offering libations to their gods. Beer was so integral to life that wages were often paid in it. Workers received daily rations of beer, measured in jars. It wasn't just a drink, it was currency. But beer's influence didn't stop at Sumeria. As civilization spread, so did the art of brewing. In ancient Egypt, beer was a staple of daily life and a key offering to the gods. Pharaohs were buried with beer to sustain them in the afterlife. One of history's earliest labor strikes, during the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza, was over a delay in beer rations. Imagine building a wonder of the world and refusing to lay another stone until your brew arrived. The Egyptians even passed their love of beer to the Greeks and Romans, though it was wine that ultimately stole the spotlight in the classical world. Still, beer persisted among the northern tribes of Europe, where the cooler climate made viticulture difficult. Here, beer evolved into something new, an art form perfected by the brewing traditions of the Celts, the Gauls, and the Germanic peoples. They used herbs like mugwort and heather to flavor their brews, creating unique regional variations that laid the groundwork for the diverse beer styles we know today. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, and beer's story takes a monastic turn. In monasteries across Europe, monks became the master brewers of their time, refining techniques and elevating brewing to a spiritual practice. They introduced hops, a bitter flower that not only added flavor but also acted as a preservative, extending beer's shelf life. These monastic breweries weren't just places of production, they were centers of innovation. Monks meticulously documented their recipes and methods, paving the way for modern brewing science. They experimented with ingredients and fermentation techniques, creating some of the earliest recognizable styles of beer. Beer's history is also intertwined with the story of cities and commerce. By the Renaissance, brewing had moved beyond monasteries and into the bustling centers of trade. In towns like Pilsen in Bohemia, beer became a source of civic pride. Meanwhile, in England, the Industrial Revolution brought innovations like steam power to the brewing process, increasing production and consistency. Across the Atlantic, beer played a pivotal role in shaping America. Early colonists brought brewing traditions with them, establishing breweries as soon as they settled. George Washington himself was a brewer, and Thomas Jefferson crafted his own beer at Monticello. But beer's journey wasn't without its challenges. In the 20th century, Prohibition in the United States nearly wiped out the brewing industry. From 1920 to 1933, the production and sale of alcohol were banned, forcing breweries to adapt or perish. Some turned to making soft drinks or malt extract, while others operated in secret, giving rise to the speakeasy culture. When Prohibition ended, the landscape of American brewing had changed forever. Consolidation led to the dominance of a few large breweries, and the diversity of styles dwindled. Then came the craft beer revolution. In the late 20th century, a new generation of brewers began reclaiming beer's heritage, experimenting with forgotten styles and pushing the boundaries of flavor. What started as a niche movement exploded into a global phenomenon. Today, there are thousands of craft breweries worldwide, each telling its own story through beer. Beer's cultural significance is vast. It's a symbol of community, bringing people together in celebration and camaraderie. Oktoberfest in Munich, Germany, is a testament to this, drawing millions of visitors each year to revel in beer's joy. In Belgium, beer is so revered that UNESCO recognized its brewing culture as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Science, too, owes much to beer. The study of fermentation by Louis Pasteur not only improved brewing but also laid the groundwork for microbiology. Beer's production has driven advances in agriculture, chemistry, and even engineering. And let's not forget beer's future. Sustainability is now at the forefront of brewing, with companies exploring ways to reduce water usage, recycle byproducts, and create eco-friendly packaging. The rise of non-alcoholic and low-alcohol beers reflects changing consumer tastes, while technology is enabling brewers to experiment in ways never before possible. Imagine brewing beer in space, a reality being explored as humanity looks toward the stars. From ancient Sumerian hymns to cutting-edge innovations, beer's story is one of evolution and resilience. It's a beverage that has quenched thirsts, inspired revolutions, and bridged cultures. Every pint poured carries with it the weight of history and the promise of new discoveries. So, the next time you raise a glass, remember, you're not just drinking a beer. You're sipping on 7,000 years of human ingenuity and connection. Cheers to that. Like and subscribe if you found this interesting and want to know more historical facts. It would help us out a lot.